Well, 2020 rifle season's almost upon us here. I won't be hunting. I'll be down at the house, me and Dad. But it just hasn't been the same this hunting season since our good friend Tom died. Tom was like a grandfather to me. He wasn't blood, but he was definitely family. And he's greatly missed. Greatly missed. It's just hard to think he's not here. We've had a lot of great memories. I grew up with Tom, grew up hunting with Tom, and definitely missed. It's kind of odd this year when I shot my archery buck, it died underneath Tom's stand. So, and Taylor's going to take the gun that Tom gave me. Years ago he gave me a gun, and Taylor's going to take it the first day of rifle season. Tom come out one day and said he wanted to leave that gun to me in his will, and then he thought there was no sense of waiting until he died to give it to me. So he gave it to me, and I've killed several deer with it, and Taylor's going to take it out first day of rifle and see if he can't kill a buck with Tom's gun. But I still remember the first buck Tom killed here. Me and Tom was walking up the road. My dad and Scotty was going to put a drive on. A couple doe come across the road, and I told Tom I just saw a buck. There was a buck getting ready to come across the road, and the buck come flying across the road, and I couldn't get it in the scope, and right before it got off the road, Tom shot it. I believe it was a 4-point, but I'll never forget that. We just laughed and had a good time about it, and I must have been 13 or 14 years old, somewhere in there. I was pretty young. But from that day on, we just had a special friendship with Tom, and he's always been a big part of our hunting family here. Lot of laughs, a lot of stories, and he's definitely going to be missed.
Which one, Dad? This one up here?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Anywhere, right?
Why don't you get him up off the ground, get his
He might be too heavy for him.
hind end off the ground.
Bite here. I was expecting a lot more hide to be dragged off of that.
Yeah.
As far
Well,
as I had to drag it.
that mud's kind of soft.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom, you worked hard for that one, huh?
I'm telling you.
Oh,
150 yards away, running like wild.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Is this the last day?
Yeah.
Well, you really did run it down to the wire.
Oh, that's the way I had it planned. Don't want to waste too much film on it, Dub.
Why not, Tom?
Horns, that's what we want, horns.
Well, we want deer.
Yeah, meat, we got meat. That's the big thing.
Yeah,
Steaks for the winter.
right. You guys are gonna have to learn to tell better stories than that on tape, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to learn to lie a little bit or something.
Oh, I can do that.
Like you said, 150 yards away,
Running.
running.
When's squirrel season go out?
27th.
27th.
Gotta look up, Tom.
Yeah, you gotta tell us the story.
Oh, you want the truth or
Anything will do.
or a lie? I think
Truth like you did with your dad.
yeah. He was running. About 80 yards wasn't too far of a shot, but he was running through the woods, and I had to lead him, get him right between a couple of trees. Hit him right in the heart. And then hit him in the back leg.
Take two, the real story.
Real story. He was running all right, and he ran into a tree and broke his neck whilst I was shooting at him.
Shoot a doe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. In muzzle loading season, I could still go with the bonus tag.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I had a good evening, fellas. I really enjoyed myself.
Better than the rest of us had.
I wasn't even going to come out neither.
Big one.
He only had one shot. I told your mother, I said, that's usually a good sign.
Yeah, he's probably. We're being filmed, Paul.
Oh, Tom, he's a beauty.
That's what they go by. Very 6 foot, 6 feet and a half.
He's got 18 on the outside.
16 and a half, and that's 23 and a half points.
You got a good shot out the fire hall winning. For 6, oh, you got that 7. Yeah. Would have been your first.
What, 6 points? Look how nice it's both sides. It's nice and even. The green, you'll see a green button on there when it's recording. Who's the red one?
What's the black mark in the middle?
Well, I don't know what. That's a piece of dust or something. It's not on the.
A piece of dust.
It is. It's Pappy was saying yesterday. There you go. You're recording now. It's a little song and dance, maybe. Oh, gee. Good gracious.
Remember when you was looking for flat rocks, Scott?
Away from me after that first time when my gun didn't go off, I laid down on that rail up there.
Yeah.
Because I knew if I got another shot, it was going to be a long shot, and I just laid on that rail, and when he come up and hit that open spot, and the thing went off that time. Well, it was dinner time. I just got done eating and was looking down the hill. I seen his buck come through. Went to shoot at him, and my gun didn't go off. Had a misfire. Went to shoot at him again. Didn't get a shell in my gun.
Doesn't matter, we don't have to eat from here anyway.
That's right. This thick stuff here right above the fence, right above the cornfield.
We'll have stuff cleaned up. Maybe he's been whacked by a car or something. Maybe he's been whacked by a car. Maybe somebody put a bullet through his jaw last year.
Maybe he's chewing tobacco. Well, you said. Oh, I just got that.
Yeah. He wasn't too bad, believe it or not, Tom.
One story in particular that we still laugh about to this day is this was all before antler restrictions, so you know, you killed a lot of small bucks back then, and Pap had killed a 4-point with the bow that morning, and Tom and Scotty was out hunting, and it was nothing special, just a little 4-point, and we hung it up on the meat pole down there, and I got the idea, why don't we get the rattling horns out, big set of rattling horns we have, and some tape, and tape it to that 4-point's antlers, and then just sit back and video the reaction we get from Tom, and then the reaction we got from Scotty.
It was, like you said, it stuck up pretty high. I could see it good. It was light colored, but all I could see was these 2 eyes here. I didn't know they had.
There's the dog.
They said there's going to be two or three more today.
There's the dog.
I'm taking credit for him.
It's okay. That's what we want. Got one. Get one. What'd you get? Well, hell, I never even heard you shoot. I shot before you did. I shot mine about an hour ago here. I never heard you shot. What'd you get? Well, between the one I got last year and this year, I got a full rack.
I didn't think he'd come out of the woods without shooting a deer.
Scotty shot another antler off. Oh, man. Was that
got them 3 shots I heard.
Yeah. Bang, bang, bang.
You know that's
You should only shot twice. Go ahead.
I was back across that firing lane. I said, well, I'll whack him another time when he gets that firing lane. You never know if he's stumbling and falling, and that was it. Jess was first. Exciting, Jess?
Yep.
That's nice.
He's not bad for a 6 point.
Looks like I'm low man on the totem pole with the smallest rack, smallest deer. With gracious.
I'll take him though. Did you aim at him a long time, Jess, or did you just pull up and whap him?
Right in between.
Right in between. Well, that's a good answer. Was he resting on your
Oh man, we're going to
on your thing there?
I had my hand underneath it.
Attaboy.
That's where it was going, right there.
A little more, guys. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice deer.
That's a big buck.
That's a nice deer. Morning. Couldn't get a shot at him. So I moved over into Dub's tree stand, and I was seeing a lot of deer over there. I must have seen 14 or 15 deer. Now we'll drive for Uncle Dubby.
Song. Their song and dance.
Oh, we did that.
I want to show this to my students, so I ain't going to be doing
Oh, you gotta look cool, man.
I walked up to her and she's flopping around and flopped down the hill and jumped on me. hit me right in the chest. I didn't want to shoot her full of holes. Yeah, that's my way of thinking. Is little ones are harder to hit. So.
You didn't go far either.
No, I think you hit him in about 2, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, you had a pretty good morning then, I guess.
Yep.
Cold and frosty this morning.
How many points, Tom?
8.
8 points.
He tried to be a 9, but he didn't quite make it.
I'll zoom in a little bit on that rack.
Shoot! Shoot! Where's the grandpa?
We was watching a good tape the other day, huh, Dad? These guys, they taped a set of deer horns onto a buck. It was pretty good.
They was rotten guys. Rotten guys.
Rotten guys. We still got left squad saying we didn't get him on that.
Yeah.
We got him.
Well, you sure got me, I'll tell you what.
That was a dirty trick, wasn't it?
Boy, I seen them horns from up there, and boy, they just look perfect. Yeah. Man, I said, oh man, look at that. I was so excited. Couple of rotten guys.
She knew what we was up to.
Finally, I knew if I kept shooting long enough, one of them would run into my ball. Way to do this.
Expired or
But at any rate, we run him down without the dogs even.
Didn't have the dogs.
Didn't have the dogs, we got him, so we did good, I guess.
The old dogs did it.
We got him. And that's about it. He's a little 6 point. So, Matthew will have some company now for the first time.
Yeah, that's what he wanted, company.
Yeah, we got that. Well. Uh-oh. There you are. I killed a buck every year since I retired. Not all here. 95 I didn't get one here. I got one in West Virginia in bow season. And that was that. There ain't a whole lot to tell. He didn't go that far. And after I'd shot this one, I'd hit him. Here comes a fairly decent 8-point pass chasing a doe and stood out there about 20 yards from me. And it rolls like, oh my. We don't want to, no, we don't want that on there.
Did he tell his story yet?
Yeah. We found him, we found the arrow laying there, and then he was just maybe 10 yards from him. What you think, Tyler? Taylor? Tyler, keep on calling me Tyler. When Matt missed that one, he's in there and he says, Tom! And then he goes on with this big, long story.
What stand is he in?
That's an Uncle W stand.
Last day buck. Yeah. Did you hear anything from your dad?
He probably didn't have his radio on.
Oh no, it's most I heard him on the radio all deer season.
Was he on it?
Oh yes, he was just a gabbing away.
Would he see anything?
He didn't say. Squat down there.
This way, well.
Better stand up. I can't see the deer now. just looks like a big turd down there. No, I'm kidding.
Well, second day of muzzleloading season. I was up in Jesse's old stand this evening. Had a misfire once, and I finally got the gun to go off, and I hit it, and it ran out through the woods and fell over. It's a little one. It's not very big, but
Tender.
it's tender. I tenderized it some more. Yeah, I got about 3 or 4 hamburgers out of it, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
Not much more than
Enough
that.
to go around, huh?
Maybe I got enough to make a nice sized meatloaf.
So the dogs got in on the good tracking job this morning.
About time, huh, Tom?
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of like. Shoot, maybe 40, 50 yards, and that was it. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
Yeah. He's about 15 yards away. I seen these 3 points here, but I couldn't tell if he had a brow tine. So when he got close enough, I seen he had this brow tine, and he was only about 15 yards away, I guess, and I shot at him, and he ran straight up the hill. I didn't know whether I hit him or missed him. As soon as I come out of my tree, I could see him laying up there. He only went maybe 30, 35 yards and fell over. I guess I double lunged him because he didn't go far at all. So no wall hanger, but I'm tickled with him. I wasn't going to let him go. When I hit him, it didn't sound like a good hit. You know how you get that good solid funk? Like he said, good mass, good west. Look at that big long G2s.
Matthew will be scoring it.
Yeah, I've been watching too many hunting shows.
You're going to have to call Tom and tell him you killed a big gobbler with the gun he give you.
Hey, his name is Tom.
Yeah, Tom. Killed a Tom with Tom's gun.
I told him again, I had one down and there was one coming his way. It was a 7-point. And that's easy. He said, yeah, I see him coming. And next thing I know, he got on the radio and said that he killed that one. Well, now that's told Tom's story, I guess.
Well, he can tell it over again.
He can tell it his way.
He can tell his version of it.
Yeah, tell his version of it.
Day before the last day of archery season, I was up in Matthew's tree stand where I about throwed the poor guy out of his tree stand. I didn't really see him then, but he hollered at me again, and I seen him coming. And he come down, he was chasing that doe. They was coming down off there pretty quick. Doe passed me, and I hollered at the buck, and he stopped. Yeah, it's probably only 20-yard shot. And I hit him, and he went maybe another 15 or 20 yards and stood there and keeled over. I was, it's October the 28th. I was up over the hill in Matthew's stand where I was lucky enough to get one last year. But anyway, I seen this deer coming down from Taylor's stand. And I took a shot at him. I thought I hit him, but I wasn't sure. He took off running, and about 3 o'clock we took out on the trail again. Matthew was the head tracker on this one. And he found some blood, and we got down in there, into Ruby's field there. And we were looking around, and Mike seen him laying down there. But anyway, I had lots of help.
Yeah, you did.
And it was well appreciated too, believe me. Because
Glad to do it.
yeah, well, it looks a little gray here.
Well, makes 2 of you.
It makes 2 of you.
Yeah, I'm a lot grayer than he is, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Got him. Let's get out there and get your hands on him.
First spring trophy.
And who gave you that gun?
Tom.
Tom Stevens. Gave you that turkey gun last fall.
I almost called Tom.
Yeah, wait till he's up there. It's still pretty early.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to sit with Tom on the last day he hunted here, and it was the first day of rifle last year, and we saw some deer, just no bucks, but Tom sat daylight to dark all day, first day of rifle season. And I really didn't expect him to, because I mean, Tom was in his 80s, and sat daylight to dark, and I mean, he hunted hard. And he always hunted hard. Whenever I made this video, the entire time, all Pap kept saying was, we used to hunt hard back then. Tom will be greatly missed.